Alright, so the next game we're going to be checking out is the Little Guardsman demo. Oh good, the music's back. But, so my understanding of this game is it's basically like Papers, Please, except it's fantasy. You're this little girl sitting in the window here, and it's going to have a lot of humor going on to it. So it's like a sillier Papers, Please in a fantasy world. Now, before we get into it, and I apologize if it sounds like I'm trying to yell, I'm mentally dealing with the music blasting in my ears at full volume, and I'll explain why in a second. But we usually go into the settings to see if there's any accessibility stuff. And so the first thing I'm going to go and ding in with, I have turned off all the sound. It's still blasting at max volume, and it's not like the back button either. So the front screen does not respect their sound settings, so I can't make any engagement on the sounds, unfortunately. So that is one I will ding them for. I don't know if this is fully released yet or not, but that needs to be fixed. The streamer mode, maybe? Let's see. I just went back to play the old game and dropped it immediately when I realized it had 0 settings control on the PC port. Little Inferno. Oh yeah. We were also joking about how many games it feels like they have their sound settings weaponized. Game devs out there. And this isn't specifically talking to Little Guardsman. They actually did turn it down, and it's still super loud, which might just be the screen not respecting the sound. When you have your initial sound settings, out of your 100% volume you can go, start at like 30% or somewhere in that ballpark. Most people, I shouldn't say most people, a lot of people have their sound settings so that they can take things up higher if they want on individual games. Because there are some games that are just really quiet, when you assume everyone has things that, you can turn yours up to 100%, it really causes problems. It doesn't need to be blasting. Yeah, no, I tried restarting, and it didn't seem to. Alright, but anyways, video-wise, nothing really there worth mentioning. Language, multiple language support. Streamer, I don't know what this is going to be. Like, I don't know streamer's Lily's voice. Why? I don't understand that. I also don't understand what streamer layout is. I'm curious about these things as a streamer. I have no idea what any of these things do. So yeah, so setting-wise, we don't have anything, obviously, accessibility outside of language, but I will ding them one. Maybe it's copyright related, but why would a voice line be copyright written? And the second thing I'd say with is never lock settings, especially volume behind mandatory to. Yes, when I start your game, I should be able to hit escape immediately from the beginning, and that's not a criticism of this game. This game's fine. Just mute the voice so they overlay. I have no idea. Like, I should be able to go in to change my settings before any gameplay happens. I know some games, they like having the thing where, like, introduces and, like, fades into the one person standing in the middle, and so you can have that thing, and then they bring up the title screen after you do a little bit and you die. I understand you're going for the ambiance. If you're gonna do that, give me the settings screen first, then take me in. Alright, with all that said, we're gonna begin a Little Guardsman. Please.
And so it came to pass that the day was to be saved by the most unlikeliest of heroes, a small child unwillingly thrust into the workforce. One disaster after another had been diverted due to her diligent and cunning decision-making. With the kingdom on the verge of knowing everlasting peace and prosperity, our hero could finally rest their weary head, but only after one more critical decision was to be made. A decision of great weight, a decision of immense importance, a decision that could possibly kill hundreds, even thousands of people.
Are we gonna name our character?
God, you've made the wrong choice. You didn't think things through. You've doomed us all. Everything's on fire now. We're all covered in fire. How could you have done this to us?
What is this intro? I appreciate it. I wish my sound settings actually meant something because it's incredibly loud.
Lil.
What? Oh, Dad, I must have been having a nightmare.
It's over now, sweetie. But since you're awake, I think it's time you and I had the talk.
Out of one nightmare and into another.
Sweetie, there comes a time in every young person's life.
What? Dad, you don't have to do this.
When they have to work their dad's shift at the guard shed while he places a bet on the goblin ball match down at the pub.
Aw, Dad, do I have to? Today was the day I was going to start off on a grand adventure with my friends. I want to sail the open sea. I want to fight ogres. I want to throw rocks at things.
You think I didn't want to throw rocks at things when I was your age? But I had a duty. I had a responsibility. I had to work at the guard shed while my dad placed a bet at the goblin ball match down at the pub.
Did he ever win anything?
Do you think we'd be stuck here if he did?
But I'm 12. Won't we get in trouble?
Not if we don't get caught. Come on. I'll show you how to handle anything that comes up.
Okay, I would really like to be able to change the sound settings. I'm gonna have to take a moment as soon as we get a good pause thing.
Okie dokie. Ready for me to...
Alright. Wait. Okay, so that's keeping that. Alright, give me a moment. I'm gonna have to go into Windows and adjust this. I don't like doing it using Windows because it does all sorts of side effects sometimes, but that is what it is. I'm gonna drop that to 30% because I dampened it so it's all quieter for you, but I cannot deal with how loud it was. All right, that's too much. Yeah, so that is definitely a ding. So far, the sense of humor is great. The art style I'm adoring. The premise I find funny. I like that it even just makes fun of itself, where it's like, you know, you need to stand up and take care of it, and just, you know, so I can go gambling is pretty much the premise of the game. And yeah, I've had to play. You can handle this, Windows, right? Yeah, the problem is a lot of times Windows, when it'll do like an update, it'll just totally forget its sound settings, and I'll be right back to square one. So I like all the premise and all that, but that sound settings needs to work. Like, that needs to work. Still feels a little quiet. Yeah, no, it's clearly a bug. Like, it's very, very clearly a bug. So I'm not saying it's like a bad design decision. And for the record, we're playing the demo, so it could be just a demo problem.
Very quickly show you how everything works.
I also appreciate that the dialogue pauses when I hit escape. A lot of games, you hit escape and it cancels the dialogue entirely.
Oh, good. Everyone loves a tutorial.
No time for a full rundown, so I'll sum it up like this. The key thing to remember when being a castle guardsman is...
Dad, someone's coming. What do we do?
Okay. Guess the best way to learn is by doing. Let's just hope there's someone completely plain and boring. Ah! Good morning, Mrs. Abernathy. How's your day today?
Why is the child 50% hair? Well, I mean, they had to really tone it down. The 75% hair was just a little much.
Plain and boring, as always.
Bingo. Would you mind if Lil looks after you?
Oh, not at all. It's always a pleasure to see your daughter, Shamish.
It's Hamish.
What is?
Never mind. Now, Lil, when a visitor approaches the guard shed, they'll generally start by stating their business.
Let's see, I think streamer mode is so the streamer can do the voiceovers instead. Yeah, I did tick them, and so that's what's going on. That's fine, though.
I'd like to state my business. I bring a basket of baked goods to my son and his family once a week. Oh, would you like one?
Detained. Bribery. Lil puts it in her inventory.
After they state their business, it's pretty much your call what to do next. You can click on them and interrogate them. There's tools, the phone there on the wall. You only get 3 action points. You get it, right?
Not really. What do we need tools for?
You can pick one and it does something. Come on, Lil. I've really got to speed this along. The Goblin Ball game is about to start.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm inconveniencing you?
Oh, no, not at all, dear. I don't mind helping out.
But the princess is whirly-gigging the ceremonial first slingshot.
She is? Sweet jumping jitters, we gotta get to that game. Let's wrap this up, dear. Seamus, tell the girl what to do.
The name is Hamish.
No, it's Mrs. Abernathy.
Click on any highlighted element to learn about it.
You use the Wicked 3000 to make the big decision to let someone in, or send them packing. Choosing this will end the tutorial. Can I finally get out of here?
Wait, there's more.
Didn't we cover this? That's your inventory bag where you keep the things people give you, or that you confiscate from them. In other words, your sweet, sweet loot. Looking in your bag for something to use doesn't cost you an action point. Feeling stuck? This phone is for calling the royal advisors and asking for their help, but all they'll really give you is their opinion. You can get a hold of Lieutenant Stryker, captain of the guards, and technically our boss.
Hello, who's there?
Or First Councilwoman Ash, the head bureaucrat of the Sprawl, with a real mind for politics.
This is Councilwoman Ash. Hello? Hello, is somebody there?
Okay.
And finally, the royal jester Malcolm, chaos personified in human form.
Hello, you've reached Malcolm. Please leave a message after the goose honk. Hey, where'd the goose go? Well, chase after it, for goodness sake!
Each call costs an action point.
Okay.
Our tools. If you want to use a tool, you have to make sure it has a crystal to charge it. Here, I'll show you. I'll add today's crystals to the tools that don't have any. That way I have a well-rounded arsenal.
Why did the other tools already have crystals in them?
I carried them over from previous days. Any other questions?
Why does a bullwhip need to be powered by crystals?
No more questions. No humming. This X-ray scanner can see through most types of clothing, flesh, and bone. It uses low-grade radiation. Do not use on trolls.
Okay. I also like that they didn't tell me what the whip was for. That we just hummed and it was like, no more questions.
Truth spray. You spray it and they tell the truth. Honestly, that's what it does. It's a metal detector. You figure it out. You can use this decoder ring to decode things. Not exactly sure how it works. The instructions were written in some kind of code.
Alright, I mean, that's all our thing, so...
You use the Wicked 3000 to make the... Choosing this will end the tutorial.
Okay.
Now you can choose to use the Wicked 3000 at any point during a turn, but sometimes it's better to use up all 3 action points to find out everything you can, by any means necessary.
Sometimes?
Yeah, and sometimes people are in a really big hurry, like I am right now, so just pick a damn lever already.
I want to arrest her.
Great job, Lil. Your mother would be so proud to see you now. After my delivery, I'm off to watch the big game. Got my grandson's inheritance riding on a tip that the Stapleford Snughorns are gonna win it today.
Here's a tip. Never lend Mrs. Abernathy money to bet with.
Let's hurry along to the game. We don't want to be late, do we, Hamish?
My name is Shamish. No, wait, it's not. Oh, I better go. Time to put on your big kid pants. You can do this.
More like I'm being forced to do this.
It's only for today, I swear. Come meet me in the tavern when the shift is over. Good luck.
Good luck with your illegal gambling.
I don't need luck.
Believe me, he does.
Okay,
He's gonna get in
Lil,
trouble.
You got this.
Because otherwise, why would we not have a reason to keep going? You nailed it. That tutorial. Good job. Royal Writ. The Royal Writ. If the Castle Guard Corp can achieve a good star rating this month, there will be pizza party at the barracks. Note, strict 1 slice limit per guardsman. From the desk of the Councilwoman Ash, there will be a demonstration in the city square this evening held by members of the Mages Guild. If any of the speakers come through your gate, please call my office to initiate their escort and secondary screening. Congratulations, Guardsman Randy, on 35 years at his post. After a 6-month undercover operation at the Sprawl Cavern for the Elderly, a group of sweet Grammies and Grampies were discovered trafficking illegal drugs in and out of the city. While not every old person is treated as a drug mule, please be vigilant when dealing with somebody's grandparent. Striker. Depressed Joker seeks person with funny name. If you call and pique my interest, there's a cash bonus for you. Malcolm. By royal decree. Okay. Your tools have been preloaded with power crystals. The premium pink ones are mage grade and work 100% of the time. The inexpensive yellow ones only work 40% of the time, so choose wisely. Okay, so my tools only sometimes work. Although Lil has not technically received the chronometer 3000 yet, you can try your hand at time travel at any time in the guard station. Try clicking on the inventory of Lil's bag and click on the hourglass looking device. We can time travel, question mark?
Charmed to make your acquaintance, young gateminder. I am Tyronius Athanatos, son of Brielle and Darunia Athanatos. I have been summoned to deliver the keynote speech at the Festival of Magical Freedom tonight, hosted by the Mages Guild. Will you require anything further?
Alright, so we are supposed to call Ash.
I'm so glad you called. Frankly, I was worried you guardsmen never followed the writ due to illiteracy. Admit the mage, and my people will escort him to the venue.
What's your speech about?
Oh, my dear child. It is obvious to me that you do not possess a magical bone in your body, and my speech, therefore, would only serve to confuse and frighten you.
I doubt that. I think I could figure it out.
Many non-magical beings have attempted to learn the arts, and many of those have gone mad trying to even comprehend them. Be warned.
Okay. Whip him.
So what's this? The Festival of Magical Freedom anyway?
Tonight, hundreds, maybe thousands of like-minded mages, shamans, witches, wizards, and warlocks will gather to express our rights to use our gods-given talents without having to bend our knee to the preposterous laws of lesser beings.
I don't like you.
Lesser beings like me?
Precisely.
I imagine you don't have to check your ego at the door at an event like this. You can just bring it right in with you.
That is exactly the kind of thing a non-magical being would say. Now enough of this foolishness. Let me pass.
Okay. I'm assuming there's some severe penalty for failing.
The House of Thanatos, and indeed the entire Mages Guild, thank you, young guardian. You will go far.
So, like, on one side he's kind of supportive, and on the other side he's a complete and utter jerk. He read the writs and followed the orders, good little guardman, but he only got a 3 score. Interesting. I wonder why I didn't get the full thing. Like, did he have some I wasn't supposed to, or... Hi.
Good
afternoon. I am here to pick up my 2 kids from the no-good, stingy lowlife of a father who happens to be my lying, cheating lowlife of an ex-husband, Orlando.
Okay.
His address is there on this incomprehensible, illegible letter my kids sent me. Believe me, I would love to have him get off his sorry butt and bring them to me for once.
All right. I mean, there's nothing about trolls or anything that I gotta worry about. I'm surprised he gave you any score. I mean...
It was his week with them. No, I'm sorry. It was his and his new girlfriend Callie's week with them. And you want to know what the kids say about her? They say she's fun. I'm sure the letter they wrote is all about her. Can't decode it to save my life, though. My kid's writing is so lousy.
That letter was pretty much illegible.
See what I mean? Horrible, horrible penmanship.
Alright, straightforward to figure this out. Okay, so we do the decoder ring. I'll use the maybe works. Be less loud, please. Alright, so it did work.
I don't know how to tell you this, but there's more to this letter than meets the eye. There's a hidden message written here. It says, "Come, son, mommy, Kelly is Nightmare." Does that make sense to you?
Oh my god! My boys don't know how to spell! But also that thing about Kelly being the worst!
Okay. Or actually to blow up the troll? But why would I blow up the troll? She's just trying to care for her kids.
I knew I never should have introduced them to each other. Kelly was my hairdresser. Was is the key word. Can I go get my kids now?
People come and go, but no matter what, you'll always be those kids' mother.
You're right. I will be, no matter who that low-life jerk ex-husband Orlando dates. Thank you for saying that.
Yay! We made whatever she is this day. I'm assuming a troll.
Thanks. Don't worry, Polyphemus Orlando Jr. Mama's coming for you.
Good luck.
And the reason I use the not as good ring? Cyclops, that makes sense. Good use of the decoder. You didn't judge a book by its cover, and you knew not to stand in the way of a mama bear and her cubs. Cool.
What in the bloody blazing blasted hell is the hold-up? Why have we stopped, Whelp?
Well, sir, the guard...
Silence! Speak when spoken to, or you'll get the whip, Whelp!
Yes, sir.
Cozy peas. I mean, other than this abusive thing happening right in front of me, yeah, it's really good humor.
Now, you child, let me pass. I have important business to attend to. Come on, shake a leg. BS waits for no man.
BS?
Bank of the Sprawl.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Okay, so I can talk to either of them, but not both of them.
What kind of business do you have at the bank today, sir?
I shan't be airing the details of my BS appointment with some nosy little brat tending the gate. Mind your business or you'll get the whip, child!
You shouldn't threaten to whip people. Actually, that reminds Lil to look at her toolkit.
Oh, yes, we mustn't keep you from your ever so important meeting. BS is right.
I'm doing a guarantee.
I'm sorry, sir. I was just slouching, only for a second. I'll make sure that none of the blood gold falls out of its case.
You nincompoop! It wasn't me using the whip. If it was, believe me, you'd feel it.
Wait a second. Did he say blood gold? Isn't that illegal?
He didn't say blood gold, he said bloody gold. It's a form of slang he must have picked up from somewhere. Isn't that right, you bloody idiot?
Yes, sir. Whatever you say, sir.
I'd like to take a closer look at those gold bars. I think I need to hold on to these.
Why, you greedy little urchin. I think I like you more than ever.
No, it's not like that.
Oh, of course. Just remember, if you make any form of profit off of those, you're as much to blame as I am. Now, since you are finished rifling through my personal belongings, you insufferable petty little monster, let me pass. Would you like to see my tax returns too? Perhaps my bank statements? I'll be keeping my private affairs to myself, whippersnapper. If you want to see what I'm taking to the bank, you'll have to pry it from my cold, dead hands.
I imagine that would be difficult, seeing how your hands already look cold and dead.
And goodbye.
It's the goblins' fault, isn't it? Nasty, deceptive creatures. What about this? Let me through the gate, but I shall leave the goblin tied up outside like the cur he is.
But, sir, the gold!
Silence! All right, you rotten little girl, I'll go. But you will rue the day you crossed me.
Nope, I won't. You foiled the blood gold trafficker on your first dang day. Legend. Not really. It kind of was like, hey, you should whip this person. It's like, okay, I'll whip this person.
Lil, you gotta close down the shed for the day and come with me immediately. By now you've heard that Princess Desdemona has disappeared, right? Well, she's disappeared. Nobody saw anything or knows where she went. And any other week, the royal advisors might have given her a day or two before sounding the alarm. But with the mucky mucks from Petrard and Marvog in town, we have to get her back before things around here get any worse.
Okay. It's a touch heavy-handed on its helping, but maybe it'll get better. Yeah.
I hope nothing bad happened to her, but what does any of this have to do with me?
I asked my boss the same thing. In fact, I said, why the hell would they need that piece of... You know, that's not important now. Do what you have to do to close up shop here, and then you're coming downtown to the city council chambers with me.
Level 1 score. Due to exceptional performance, 3.75, you were paid 30 gold for this shift. Awesome! I don't know what we did on the first one. You nailed the job on the tutorial. You read the writ and followed the orders. Good little Guardsman. I'm assuming we can figure out that he was up to some kind of no good, which would have been technically a better answer. We used the decoder ring, and we foiled the thing. Man, that music is loud.
Hello? Is anyone there? Can somebody tell me why I've been summoned?
Lilith, guardian of the southern gate, step forward into the light.
I don't wanna.
What is this? Who are you? Can somebody please tell me what exactly is going on here?
Will, you have been chosen.
To be the Guardsman.
to play the hit game that's sweeping the sprawl. That's
What?
right, it's time for... So You Think You Can Save a Princess!
What the hell is going on?
Alright, this is not the turn I was expecting. I was expecting them to be like, yo, your dad is like super in debt. He bet on the cat. The cat wasn't in the competition, but he bet on it anyways. So, this is definitely a turn.
That's right, Lil. Today you're getting the chance to send one of these lucky adventurers on the escapade of a lifetime to search for and rescue your beloved Princess Desdemona.
I didn't ask to do this.
And let's find out who those lucky adventurers are. Adventurer number 1 is a hard-headed, go-getting warrior from the desert plains of the alluring Marvog Empire. Please welcome Neil Warkiller!
Alright, this game's pretty awesome.
Adventurer number 2 is a nomad by nature, mage by profession, who likes the rain and getting caught in a pina colada. It's Articulous Flamehands! And finally, adventurer number 3. You might recognize this thief from their wanted poster. Wanted dead or alive for looking so darn good, let's hear it for Perry Shoutson!
I still don't fully understand what's happening.
And no heroic voyager would be complete without a shadowy figure pulling the strings from the darkness. So let's welcome our sponsors, Lieutenant Stryker, Councilwoman Ash, and Court Jester Malcolm.
I'm rooting for you. Might makes right.
Focus and the day will be ours. Information is power.
Aim for the knees and bite, bite, bite!
Okay.
Now, Lil, you're going to get the chance to ask these adventurers a series of questions to determine their suitability for this quest. At the end of the 3rd round, you choose the winner of the grand prize, being sent on a perilous mission to save the princess, a few guaranteed brushes with death, and a coupon for an all-you-can-eat dining experience at Monty's, home of the soup.
Dad does love Monty's. Let's do this.
Okay.
All right, Lil, what would you like to ask our trio of intrepid would-be heroes?
Okay. Perfect rescue, origin story, favorite ice cream. I'm gonna go with origin story because I am sure some of these... Yeah, no, I would go with the 3rd guy as well. Because, like, the mage in certain situations get absolutely overrun. They're gonna probably have this guy be dumb as a box of rocks. Versus, you know, the rogue scout person would be sneaky and all that. Most likely to succeed in retrieving someone. So let's do an origin story.
Where do you come from?
And who would you like to ask?
Okay. Let's see. I feel like including Guy Brush Threepwood would be the perfect cameo for the 3 sponsors. All right, so it looks like I'm going to ask one question per round, and then I get to ask one person the question. I'm going to start with the mage from where you come from, because I have a feeling the rogue is going to give me an answer that's going to be like, it's a mystery, or nobody knows, or something like that. He'll be cagey about it.
My origins are rather humble. My father was a chamberlain in the court of the dread King Vlad Invictus of Caladar, and my mother owned an exotic pet shop in the Duchy of Scarborough. They had 50-50 custody, but I was disowned by both as my magical prowess became apparent.
Okay.
You can ask another adventurer if you like.
I was born on the battlefield with a sword in both hands. Slaughtered 12 enemies that day. My mother was so proud. I was disappointed. If I had really applied myself, I think I could have killed at least 2 more.
I'm glad they let me ask all of them. Oh, no, they don't. Okay. I can ask one, and I get one extra. Okay. Alright, so deal with magic users, waylaid by bandits, a perfect first date. It's terrible because I also want to ask the really ridiculous questions, but I have a feeling there's going to be consequences. I'm gonna do waylaid by bandits.
You are waylaid by bandits. What do you do?
And who's that one for?
Alright, I want to hear the rogue.
Please, I know these people. I am these people. A few honeyed words, a bit of pocket change, and now not only are they leading me to the princess, they promoted me to king of the bandits. Then we make camp for the night, steal the pocket change back, I never could let a bit of coin go, and make off in the night with the princess, leaving them as broke as they were at the start and without their glorious king of thieves.
I appreciate it.
You can ask another adventurer if you like.
Bandits are no issue. I could conjure an army of sparrows or moles or whatever small creature best suited my purpose.
Wouldn't it be better to conjure larger animals? Maybe something more ferocious?
More ferocious than a mole? Actually, I'm not licensed to conjure anything bigger than a bread box, but they really are scary.
Okay. So it's a subpar mage.
That answer displayed a lack of honor, courage, and strength. I would have pummeled you with my response.
Let's stick to the format, folks. There's a rich tradition we're preserving here. Please, wait your turn.
A warrior does not wait his or her turn. He or she acts.
Hey, El Goso. We're popping laws? I don't know.
All right, Neil, calm down now.
You are gaslighting me and the berserker spirits of my ancestors, Mike Melroy.
Uh-oh, looks like the warrior has entered the heightened state of berserker mode. Lil, which contestant do you think will be able to get us out of this dilly of a pickle?
I have a feeling whoever I choose dies.
Don't look at me, or you can try, but I'll be out of here. Smoke bomb!
Blood rage!
Literally just game overs? I died? What?
Uh-oh, looks like the warrior has entered the... Lil, which contestant...
Neil, keep it together for just a few more seconds.
You, what's your favorite animal?
Chipmunks.
Neil, look at this little fella.
I feel the blood rage calming. I can't murder everyone present in front of something so small and perfect. I am calm.
Whew. I'm glad you didn't pick anything larger than a bread box. I'm not licensed for that.
Due to that unscheduled outburst, we are a little tight for time. Lil, do we squeeze in one more round, or are you feeling ready to choose?
Freak out.
We could have all died.
Be that as it may, we still need your help.
One more
I
round.
think I got one more round in me.
Lil, what's your final question going to be?
This game is adorable. It's wonderful. I am loving this. Plans after the rescue.
What are your plans after you rescue the princess?
And you're asking?
The rogue.
Are you kidding me? I make this gig and I'm set for life. Rescuing the sole heir to the whole freaking sprawl? Insta-retired, baby. I'll be sipping pina coladas on the crystal shores of Lake Inez before you can say, would you like a curly straw for that pina colada, sir?
Ooh, I love pina coladas. They mentioned it in my introduction.
Then the first round's on me. I picked his pocket earlier.
You can ask another adventurer if you like.
For a warrior such as myself, there is no after. We live and die in the moment with no thought of what is to come. Retirement plans are for suckers.
Uh-oh, you know what that means.
I have no idea what that means. This is so stupid.
You're stupid!
Hey, no need to be toxic, Jester.
That sound means it's time for the lightning round.
Like, I was saying the situation's stupid. He was being personal and individual in that attack. Uncalled for, sir. This is wonderful.
Lil, please choose the adventure that you'd like to see play the lightning round.
I'm with the Jester on that one. Hey. So, with the lightning round, we could certainly put anyone in the spotlight. I'm gonna put the mage in because I think I want to actually choose the rogue in the end.
All right, Articulus.
And I want to see him
ready
fall.
for the lightning round? I am.
Most impressive. I felt that a little. Well deduced that I'm an elemental mage, Lil.
Yep, that wasn't a random lucky guess at all.
I was expecting
Whoa,
a whole
you
bunch
know
of
what that
pressure
sound
for him to
means?
crack under it.
Oh God, not again.
That sound means we are out of time. All right, Lil, now's your moment of truth. Who do you want to choose to rescue Princess Desdemona?
Wait, I can choose. All right, hang on. Wait a second, hang on. I get to choose anyone I want. I was thinking it was just the three. Malcolm.
The thieving arts might not be as sexy as a halberd or a fistful of magic missiles, but we have no idea what's befallen the princess. And my guy is your guy.
Oh, they're just advising me. I wanted to actually choose the Jester to go. It's fine.
My adventurer stood up to lightning. Can the others do that? I'd like to see them try. Choose wisely. Choose my adventurer.
Don't overthink this. My hero is by far the strongest and the most experienced in battle. A natural choice to save our dear princess.
Are you sure? Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, humans and other ones, the winner of So You Think You Can Save a Princess and proud owner of an all-you-can-eat dining experience at Monty's Home of the Soup is Perry Schoutsen, the Thief.
Hey, everything's coming up Millhouse.
And that's all for us here today. Please help control the pet population. Have your gargoyle spayed or neutered. So long, everybody.
I was expecting silly paper, please, and I just got silly. On her way to the bar, Mrs. Abernathy accidentally walked into 2 more tutorials, causing her to be late to make the big goblin game. Her grandson's inheritance is safe for now. Dionysus Athanatus gave his keynote speech at the Festival of Magical Freedoms and inspired most in the crowd. The divide between magical and non-magical being growing a little bit more that night. He is indebted to the Councilman Ash for her influence in facilitating the smooth admittance into the sprawl. After Denise picked up her kids, she moved them safely out of view, but not earshot, and gave Kelly a piece of her mind. Polypheus and Orlando Jr. learned a handful of new words that day. Some they already knew. While the guards were distracted, a disgruntled chambermaid escaped with a full set of fine silver from the palace. Due to your cunning confiscation and denying the old coot, Grumpkin T. Dankworth was unable to make his sizable deposit of illegal blood gold to Bank of the Sprawl. Unfortunately, it happened the same day of an unprecedented volume of cash withdrawals. This caused the bank to run and close early. People panicked. They burned the bank to the ground. Mr. Dankworth refused to donate money to have it rebuilt. Having lost so you could think you could save a princess, Neil Worker fell into a barbarian depression and left the sprawl. After a week of sulking trudgery across the countryside, Neil discovered a quaint farmer's market populated by elderly folks. Lending a hand here and there with the various farmers selling their products, the once fierce warrior found employment and ultimately peace as a flower vendor. Articus Flamehands. On his way out of the studio, Articus Flamehand got static shock from the door handle, then got one from touching a coin, and another big one when he bumped into an empty suit of armor. The phenomena lasted an entire week, during which time he found it impossible to eat with metal cutlery or drink from his favorite beer stein. He lost 3 pounds. Thank you. I like this game a lot. Okay. Thank you. I love you. I have food, chat. After winning so you can think to save Princess, Perry threw down one of his patented smoke bombs to mask his swift escape. Once outside, after recovering from the smoke inhalation, the sly thief began to pickpocket and stalk and eavesdrop everyone in the sprawl for any dirt on the whereabouts of the lost princess. And then it hit him. It was a brick, thrown by someone angry at Perry stealing their wallet. Seems that the thief had failed to hide his shadows check, and there was a small mob forming around him. A trusty smoke bomb would get him out of this bind, he thought. And it would have, if he hadn't used the last smoke bomb to exit the game studio. After retrieving their stolen property, the mob carried Perry to the tallest tower in the sprawl and threw him off. No one would ever be bothered by Perry Shotson again. So the princess was not saved. To be continued. This was the demo, by the way. So that is an amazing game. Coming in 2023. I don't know if this is actually out. That is really an excellent game. The only negative I have about that entire game, I'm just checking to see if it's actually for sale right now or if it's... I'm adding that to my wish list. It is not yet available. But that is an excellent game. My one and only complaint, devs. These settings do nothing. They do literally nothing. I had to go into Windows to lower its volume. I also am not really sure what this does. Any of this. It would be good for you to give me like some type of thing that says, this means Lil will talk herself or whatever. But yeah. So yeah, that's my only complaint right here, is that the audio settings do literally nothing. It's clearly a bug, not an intentional thing. What is the extra? Oh, we have the trailer.
Lil, wake up.
Huh?
I think it's time we had the talk.
What? What time is it?
There comes a time in every young person's life when they have to work their dad's shift at the guard shed while he goes and bets on the Goblin Ball game.
Yep, it's happening.
You bet it is. You'll meet exciting people.
I'm bringing a basket of baked goods to my family.
You'll get to use the tools of the trade.
You wish to challenge me to ceremonial combat?
And if you get in trouble, just pick up the phone and call one of the official advisors. They're always happy to help.
Wait, you're gonna have everyone I know thrown in jail?
Well, I wasn't going to, but that's a much better idea.
So, think you'll be okay?
Of course, Dad. But if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do things my way.
Over 100 unique characters.
Before I go and face my destiny, can you spot me a fiver?
This moron doesn't speak for us. Mind if we just leave?
Oh, Lil, do speak up. I can barely hear you over all that racket. Do not admit anyone else today. We're full up to half an hour.
Is it that you don't have it, or that you don't want to give it to me?
Orlando was a real pardon my goblin.
Wait a minute. You're gonna give me, a 12-year-old, the power to rewind time?
Well, I wasn't going to, but that's a much better idea. Try not to do any irreversible damage.
Okay.
Lil, wake up.
Yeah, so this is a game that when it drops, we're 100% playing, by the way. That is a non-negotiable thing. When that game comes out, we are playing that game. We are playing that game. We are playing that game. The game will be played. Because for just doing the one day. There was a second trailer. I know, I just didn't want to go through and spoil all the stuff. Because that one already gave me a bunch of teaser spoilers. But yeah, that game was fun. That game was ridiculous. And I don't know how much more of their game is planned. But considering we met, like, what, 7 characters? No. We got the 3 adventurers. We got the 3, like, leaders. We got our dad. We got the old lady. We got the troll. We have the wealthy guy. We had the goblin. Okay. Was there one more? Yeah, we had the person. So we met about 12 characters. So we did meet somewhere in the area of like 10% of the cast, but it did show that some of them returned multiple times kind of thing with entirely different situations. Yeah, it took turns that were 100% subverted all expectations. Yes, the game show thing. Because like my immediate assumption, because our dad is going off to illegally gamble, so my immediate thought was he makes it the Guardsman, he illegally gambles, and then immediately gets in trouble, and that, you know, we end up being the long-term Guardsman because of it. Instead of the whole, we went through just the one day. The other thing that was interesting with that was just with the one day, is it gave us like an end result of how everyone's story played out for that day. I kind of like the idea of it doing that there, because Papers, Please is just like, okay, you finished your day, you move on. And then some of the characters would be like reoccurring characters. It's kind of fun, the idea of like circling back to some of those characters, be like, oh yeah, you did this thing, and you know, here was the outcome of it. And it's all silly, ridiculous shenanigans, but that's the whole idea. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and stop that recording. But yeah, so Little Guardsman, absolutely loved it. The one and only complaint was that bug with the audio where the settings do nothing. So 100% recommending.